Part 2 of Cash Register Synchronicity from yesterday, Earth Day, the 22nd of April 2019. Carl Jung and Synchronicity. I'm going to read to you more about this. Jung said, synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those with eyes to see. Jung coined the term synchronicity. In his 1952 essay, as I've said many times, and so he's saying, when he says that it's an ever-present reality for those with eyes to see synchronicity or meaningful coincidence, he's saying what we're dealing with the this phenomenon he's attempting to explain and coining the term synchronicity is for a very mysterious, inexplicable phenomenon. Perception is the problem here. You know, the whole thing with the age-old question: if a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, the answer to that would be no, because when you understand what sound actually is, which is something that's specifically registered by the ear, by the sense of hearing of the ear, ear and hear, and then hear and hear, homophone, as in right here, H-E-R-E, and then H-E-A-R, featuring R, what we are, being. Factor that in, you realize that if there's no ears there, that there is no sound. So this whole thing of looking at the world as being distinct from you or outside of you falls apart when you really examine that and you ask yourself that, based on the question of, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, if the world of all the sensory world of the five senses has no sensory organs to perceive it, does it even exist? Is any of this separate from your consciousness? Is it from your perception? We've been living with that assumption that it is, that, oh, life goes on, it goes on with or without you. That's an assumption, though. Prove it. It's like the question of, does God exist or not? Do you believe in God or not? Well, you can neither prove, as Jung says, you can neither prove nor disprove God's existence. So, to believe that God doesn't exist is actually the same in quality as believing that God does exist, because you can't prove that God doesn't exist any more than you can prove that God does exist. Brilliant atheists who have freed themselves from the shackles of religiosity. Well, guess what? As Jung, there's another one. Jung pointed out, it's different. That religious attitude is not the same as religion itself. Having a religious attitude or a sensibility, a particular kind of perception. Let's look for a little bit more here on Jung synchronicity and perception. I'm going to look up here. Look at the SEP inception, perception, reception, deception, conception, acception, These are all the same so-called Proto-Indo-European root words having to do with the senses. I could go to that etymology site, right, etymonline.com, and show you that, which is the specific Proto-Indo-European root there. Here's one. Did Jung have a rational way to explain synchronicity? This is just like an online, it was this Quora. Yes, the technical concept, this is Ray Blanco. Yes, the technical concept has axioms as universal, affirmative, propositional statements. There is a narrow and broad definition in 4 categories. There are also interpretive principles and a methodology. The declaration, synchronicity is not a philosophical view, but an empirical concept, which postulates an intellectually necessary principle or first thing, principle, primary, the first, prior, priority. Carl Gustav Jung, synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle. The grand aim of science is to cover the greatest number of empirical facts by logical deduction from the smallest number of hypotheses or axioms. Einstein said that in Life magazine. Jung met with Einstein on, I think it was several occasions. Einstein, Life magazine, January 9th, 1970. Here's the narrow definition statement from Jung in his essay. This is from pages 854 to 849, paragraphs 849 and 850. Here I would like to call attention to a possible misunderstanding which may be occasioned by the term synchronicity. I chose this term because the simultaneous occurrence of 2 meaningfully but not causally connected events seemed to me an essential criterion. I am therefore using the general concept of synchronicity in the special sense of a coincidence in time of 2 or more causally unrelated events which have the same or a similar meaning, in contrast to synchronism, which simply means the simultaneous occurrence of 2 events. Synchronicity therefore means the simultaneous occurrence of a certain psychic state with 1 or more external events which appear as meaningful parallels to the momentary subjective state, and in certain cases vice versa. Synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle, paragraphs 849 and 850. Broad definition, this is from paragraph 965. The question now arises whether our definition of synchronicity with reference to the equivalence of psychic and physical processes is capable of expansion, or rather requires expansion. This requirement seems to force itself on us when we consider the above wider conception of synchronicity as an acausal orderedness. Synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle, paragraph 965. And now from Atom and Archetype, Pauli-Jung letters. Wolfgang Pauli was the physicist that Jung worked with. Letters 1932 to 1958, page 60. There are certain regularities and therefore constant factors from which we must conclude that our narrow conception of synchronicity is probably too narrow and really needs expanding. I incline, in fact, to the view that synchronicity in the narrow sense is only a particular instance of general acausal orderedness, that namely of the equivalence of psychic and physical processes, where the observer is in the fortunate position of being able to recognize the tertium compararationalis, paragraph 965, and then from that's from Synchronicity, okay, and then this is from the letters. This brought with the physicist Wolfgang Pauli. This broader conception provides the basis for the 4th category. I see no reason why synchronicity should always just be a coincidence of two psychic states or a psychic state and a non-psychic event. There may also possibly be coincidences of this kind between non-psychic events. Atom and archetype, ATOM. So let's go to the rest of these CRSs here now from yesterday. Cash register synchronicity. Causal meaningful connections. $24 total at 97 cents. The first three numbers of this total of the purchase here for these three items, 249. Please look at the time. It was at that moment 249. 249 at the beginning of the dollar total amount. Time and total. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 9 is 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. The base 6 of the axis, or the A6 of the three dimensions. Up, down, left, right, front, back. 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3. The time here was 5:39. Total 45.88. Invoice number ending in 39. Same as the number at the end of the time. The minutes. 3939. What's 3 plus 9? 12. The number of items. 1, 2, 3 of 2019 electricity. 4 plus 5, 9. Of the divine, of the feminine, Libra, even, Eve, of the west line, the waistline, the hips. 6:33 p.m., 7:43 total. 43, 33, invoice number 8187. 44 cents, tax, 88. The Trump at mask for the masses. 7:53 p.m. and the total was $53. 5 and 3 is 8. My name equals 88 in English gematria. Kyle. It's the Joker card, the 53rd card in the bicycle deck, the 52 year of the bicycle of nature. 14 items. 451 here of and the 55, 88, 5 and 3, H, hatch, head, heaven and hell, head and heel, hello, high, heaven is high, hello, hell is low. 2774 total. What's 7 plus 4, 11, invoice number ending in 38, 3 plus 8, 11, 15 items at 715. And there were 15 of these that I collected yesterday. Mother Earth Day, which is actually every day. It's like every day is Mother's Day, Father's Day, and the holy days and the holy weeks, because it's a whole, it's a completion, it's total in itself. 38 items, invoice number ending in 8 as well, 8178, 8 plus 1, 1 plus 7 is 8. 888. The total was 110.88, and the subtotal ended in 38, same as the number of items. 110.38. 50 cent tax. 50 Donald equals 50. Last but not least, 114.15. 113.78 subtotal, so 13, 14, 15. 43 items at 5:35 p.m. Invoice number 1436 369 12 of L. Of the Most High at 12 o'clock of high noon, of the 12 disciples of Jesus and the 12 tribes of Jacob, Yisrael. L is the Canaanite Phoenician singular for God. The phonetic of our letter L, which is number 12 in the English alphabetical order. 12th letter L. The 90-degree angle L of the angel of the Ankh of L. 90-degree angles, 4 of them. What is 90 times 4? 360. 369. 6 plus 9 plus 6, 15, plus 3, 18, 1 and 8, 9. 6 plus 6 plus 6, 6 times 3, 18, 1 and 8, 9 of the feminine. And then the 2, 4, 6 of 24 of the hours above, of 3 plus 9, 12, plus 12, 24. The Aleph and Om Mega. May God's love be with you always. Aloha. Hare Krishna. Hallelujah.